Hi ranch hands and you drifters out there that have come in. Maybe you're looking for some place to get some work. Well, we need ranch hands here, so see what you think, all right? Glad you're here with us, and I just wanted to let you introduce you to somebody new. Eleganza, we retired Eleganza. She did enjoy chasing lizards, but you know, a 108-pound blue-nosed pit bull needs to chase like other things. So we found a place for Eleganza, and this is Duke. Hey, Duke, stand up, come on. You ready? Now, Duke wants this ball real bad, don't you, Duke? All right, you ready to go get it? Here we go. All right, we gotta have a dog around here. It's important to have a dog. All right, well look guys, we're gonna talk today about some interior stuff. And so many people have asked me, well, how do I build an interior? All right, well, all right, let's talk about that. Let's get into the lake a little bit, as they say. There are many, many ways to do it. There are many ways to build an interior. Ask any interior decorator, ask any contractor, ask anyone that has put interiors in houses or things. They can give you what their knowledge has shown them, what the parameters are and how to do this and this and that and this and that, the way they found the best way to do it. And you know something, every one of them's right, okay? So, people call me and ask me, well, how do you do it? Well, currently we're not doing interiors right now. We're trying to catch up just with our mechanical things. So one of the things that I want to be able to offer to you guys at Motorhome Rehab Ranch is how to do these kind of things, okay? All right, so we're going to build walls and headliner panels today, all right? We're going to build walls and headliner panels. Now, over the years, people have used so many different materials, so many different things. They've all different kind of ways to cover things. And if it looks good when it's done, it's right, okay? The problem is, the first time you do something, you usually screw it up, and then you recover and say, well, I don't want to do it that way again. Let me do it another way. So, but the problem is you only got one motorhome. So, let me say this. This is a panel, a finished panel, okay? It is a piece of 1/8 inch cabinet grade plywood. You say, oh, wood. No. Wait a minute. What other materials are there? There's ABS, plastic, stuff you see in a bathroom. The problem with that is the tensile strength. You see how that has a certain bend to it and it goes back? That's tensile strength. You need a material that has tensile strength to it to make the curve, to be clean, and to stay there. The problem with plastic materials, it doesn't have tensile strength. Okay? The plastic boards, if contractors build with that stuff, it needs to have more support in it because it has less support in itself. Okay? Wood. Plywood is a pretty good insulator because it's different layers of wood in different directions. 2, you can glue to it. Glue really likes the wood. And you say glue. What kind of glue? Well, I don't know, 3M super glue, whatever. Gorilla glue, you know? No. You need this glue. And ranch hands, write this down. It's made by DAP, D-A-P. It's called Weldwood Contact Adhesive. In the automotive world, it's called Landau Top Adhesive. Okay? Why? Because it has a higher temperature range before it releases. Why is that important? Back in 1996, I built a coach for a guy, and he went to Texas with it. And one day he called me up and said, Jim, it's not your fault, because I parked the motorhome out in the desert, and it's in a open field with a big fence around it. But I went out there yesterday and all of the glue let go. Boing, boing, all the glue let go. And I'd covered all the panels, like this panel, with laminate, with regular 3M contact adhesive that you'll find in any home or materials contractor, place. You have to use this. We use it on vinyl, wood, laminate. This is the only adhesive you should use in your motorhome. Ranch hands? Good. Get it written down. No more talk about that. Wood. You say, well, it gets wet and it gets all rotten. Well, listen, man. Seal your coach. Don't let it get wet. If your house, if you notice a wall is wet, you're going to go fix the roof, aren't you? Because what happens? The wall's going to start getting mold in it. It's going to start deteriorating. It's going to bring critters in. Guess what? It does the same thing in your motorhome. So if you're going to work on your interior, put new materials in there, before you do that, seal the roof. Go back to the video that we did about sealing the roof. Your rails, the perimeter of that single piece of aluminum, the perimeter of it, and all the penetrations. Now you can start doing the interior. So let's back up one, do that, now turn the tape back on, and now let's keep talking. The plywood has the right tensile strength, it has the right grip for the adhesive, and it's really easy to pattern. This is a pattern. How do I know that? There's a hole in it. I'm going to show you another one in a minute. There is a rail at midriff of your coach and one at the top corner. If you take your tape measure, remember I'm telling you how to get in the lake. If you take your tape measure and measure from that groove to that groove, side of the wall, that number, I'm not going to tell you what it is. You can find that. You got to do that. Don't just fall into it. I'm not giving you the fish. I'm telling you how to get in the lake. Make that measurement. Cut a piece of wood 24 inches. Go into this curve. Mark the curve from the outside of the coach. Mark this curve. This piece, this is the A-frame window, the passenger window, or the driver. And this is the first window, the big window, makes the arc. This is a pattern. With this pattern, it's patterned because I hang it on the wall. This is called a near pattern. This number is correct, and then this is to the shape of the window frame. With this, you can make all the pieces you need. Between here and the next piece, you'll have a straight piece of plywood, 1/8 inch. All of it will be covered. You'll have a piece of it. I forgot to bring some of it. We may stop the video and I'll get it. Use a piece of 1/4 inch aluminum H mold. Okay? Like if you're going to put two panels together like plywood panels and you have that H mold in between, okay? Have a little piece there and there that locks together on the next one. You take this pattern, hold it to the other side of the window, make a piece, right? And the upper panel is patterned, cut, covered, installed, done. So this is the pattern to make the entire interior. This does the A-frames in the front, and this does the sides of all the windows. There it is. Make that. Put a hole in it so you don't mess up and throw it away, or use it. This is why I did this, so somebody didn't use it. You say, well, what do you cut this with? Some people will actually take a razor knife and cut it out. What I use, and this is not an advertisement for Harbor Freight, this is the cheapest electric saw that you can buy at Harbor Freight. For 30 years, I've used an air saw, okay? But with this, you can take this wood and just totally cut it out. Here, I'll show you. Here's a piece of wood. Now, when you cut, don't cut straight, cut at an angle. Let me show you why. Now, if I cut it on the table, it'd cut a lot quicker. But when you cut it at an angle, you can make curves real easy. Okay? And this thing, it just, you know, you use it, it's got a real fine blade in it. Almost like a hacksaw blade. Why? Because you're cutting fine. That's the way you don't cut it. You don't hold it in the air. But just mark out what you want to do. Cut it with this, and your panels are done. Tell you what, let me stop the tape right here. I want to go get two things, and I'll be right back. All right? Hang on. All right, guys, we're back. And by the way, that picture you saw of this is what you shoot the glue with. Some people have brushed it on way too thick, and it gets it all blumpy. This is a Harbor Freight. Again, I'm not advertising for Harbor Freight. This is a cheap HVLP gun, okay? Cheap, it's like 15 bucks. As long as the drain on the top clogs up, and it will immediately when you put glue in it, you can use this for your whole project. And then when you're done with the project, yeah, you could run a quart of lacquer thinner through it and clean it. But when we finish with them, we just throw them away. When they get hard, throw them away. It's not worth cleaning. So this is what you want to use. And before I was talking about this panel, you got another panel here and it locks in. This is the material. She'll get some pictures of this too. This is an aluminum divider bar, or H-mold, or panel center. This is aluminum. This is a 1/4 inch. Now you say, well, we're using 1/8 inch. Exactly. There's enough room to put whatever cover you're going to put on this, whether it's laminate, vinyl, cloth. We use an epoxy bed liner, but you get enough. You get an 1/8 of an inch of gimp in here for the panel to fit. Okay, and as you noticed, it bends real nice. This is one rib of the headliner. The way you do the headliner, 4x8 sheet of this stuff. Okay. Measure again from here to here. I'm not going to tell you what the number is. Measure, see what fits with the bow. Then cut the first panel to your vent, the 14x14 hole. This is coming off of the rear rear cap. Come to there, cut a piece, put it in, lock it in here, finish it, put it in. Then take another piece of H mold and put it right there at the 14 by 14 to lock that panel in. This is called a sectioned headliner or a sectioned sidewall. Here's a section. You put another section over here, and then you run a section in between and lock them together with that. Make sense? Okay. So this aluminum H mold, it's not real easy to find, but you can. We get it from C.R. Lawrence. You'll find a lot, Taco Metals, Lock Screen, a lot of different companies make this, so you just have to research and find aluminum divider bar, 1/4 inch divider bar, okay? I would get 10 sticks of it. They come in 8-foot sticks. I get 10 sticks, okay? All right, so the panel and the headliner is made out of this, okay? Now, you say, well, you want more insulation. You want it to be warmer in there, all right? Here's the panel. This panel is, again, on the passenger side. Here's your front window. Here's your big window. And in between, this is going to be finished. This is what you're going to see. Well, the back of it, you put on here chrome mylar bubble foil, okay? You can glue it on here. And because it's bubble foil, it won't change any of the dimensions from here to here or any of this kind of stuff. You cut it and cut it right in there, glue it on the back. It's what you'll have. Say you're going to cover it with vinyl. Sides would look like that. It would be glued in. So then you put glue on here and glue the chrome mylar or bubble foil on there. Now, where do you get the flat bubble foil? Tell you what, pause again. Let me go get some. Okay, I'm back, guys. By the way, you drifters that are in, there's a water station over there right next to the bathroom if you're looking for some water. We make 4 gallons an hour of denatured water for firefight. Good water. It's cold too. All right, so here's bubble foil. Well, what it is, it's one layer of chrome mylar, another layer on this side, and in between are little air bubbles like insulation. Okay, this is a real good insulator. So you get a piece of this. Where do you get it? Lowe's. Unfortunately, not Home Depot. Lowe's has it in rolls, and you say, well, why can't you buy it commercially? Absolutely. The problem is a roll of this is not heavy, right? But dimensionally, it's huge. So the shipping is dimensional weight. You buy a roll of this stuff, there's probably 150 bucks worth of it. It would cost $400 in shipping because it's too big. So Lowe's has it in rolls. Prices are not that bad. Go buy 3 or 4 rolls of it from Lowe's. The guy thinks he's selling a bunch of stuff, and basically you're just trying to save freight. I've done it. It's terrible. For 10 years, I bought it at Lowe's because even a roll of it goes forever. I mean, like 4 or 5 motorhomes. So, Lowe's. Glue it to the back. Leave your foam in the wall. That expandable foam is good insulator. Now, you'll see that they missed a couple of spots. Bubba and Scooter at the UAW didn't understand. Well, yeah, those I'll put there, we're going to cut that. You do need to insulate that. All right, so if you want to be real cool, you could go buy some of the foam, and where the stuff is missing, you could put it back in. And then when you put your panel on, you'll have the aluminum outside, foam, air gap. Very important. Air is a good insulator. Then chrome mylar or bubble foil, which will reflect the heat back out, and then your wall substrate and your finish. So you got a multi-layer insulation. So it really works out very well, right? Now, I told you before, there's a million ways to do this. I mean, and everybody that comes up with one feels they're right, and you know something, they are. They are right. this is the way that I've found over the years to be able to be as consistent as I can. Here, let me show you another one. You say, well, how do you make the walls? Remember how we talked for the last 20 years that what we used to do is wrap a coach where you would have a stable bulkhead or wall, but it's got that sticky, gooey old vinyl on it. Well, you cut a pattern, and again, this is a pattern, got a hole in it. This is a pattern of the wall right at the door. When you come in on a GM floor plan, this is the wall. Now it's made longer because you hold it up here, you decide where you need to finish the pattern. This is an overall pattern. And this pattern also can be used for the other side. Okay? So this is the pattern for basically all the interior bulkhead walls. Right there. And the way you do it, you just stand at the door and just cut it out. Okay? And then hang it up so you don't use it. Cut a hole in it. But the 1/8 inch cabinet grade Luan, straight, they don't have it at Lowe's and Home Depot. You're going to need to go to a cabinet shop and ask them where they buy their materials. Cabinet shop would never use consumer wood. This stuff's not straight. 1/8 inch cabinet grade Luan, cabinet shop. Easy to cut, easy to pattern, insulatable, finish anything you want. It's wood. So, this covers, if you think about it, if we want to get you to the lake and show you how to fish, we've just done that. This is the number that you need. That's the pattern that you need. This is the trim that you need. This is the insulation that you need. Here's the glue and what to shoot it with. And the magic tool that cuts it all out. All right, guys, this is how to do it. If you have questions, one other thing, and I went and got this. Window's cut out, your trim's on. You say, well, how do I trim out the window? This is called bulb trim seal. You've seen it on the edge of a piece of metal to keep it where it's safe, but it has a, well, I have a picture of this. It has a 1/2 inch hollow, squishy, round bulb. So what you do is you take this, put it on the edge, 1/8 inch. This stuff is made by Trimlock. Looks like another fold of the window frame. It's very small, very tasteful, finishes it off. And this keeps you from looking around the back. This little bulb, and see how it squishes down where it needs to, and it stays a 1/2 inch of gimp all the way around the window. Okay? In the past, we would offer to ship this stuff. Right now, we're not shipping. So this is called bulb trim seal. It's made by Trimlock. The item number is a 4100 B 3X 1/8 inch. 1/8 inch grab. So 4100 B 3X 1/8. Okay? Trimlock. This is how you finish all the windows. All right, so that's all the bait that you need to get into the lake of building interiors the way we do. Now, somebody else has another idea. If it comes out looking good, that's fine. It's all about finish. It's all about fit and finish, what it feels like, what the finish looks like. Does it look clean? You know, either that or you can make it look like the Beverly Hillbillies. I mean, and that's fine too. Some people say mine looks a little bit like the Beverly Hillbillies. But it just really is what you're interested to have it look like, the level of finish that you want to have. Okay? All right, ranch hands, you got it. And you guys that are hanging out, you got it too. I'm happy to help you when I can. If you like this and you think you'd like to learn more about this stuff, we'll come by more often. And if it's something that you think you're learning, support us. Come to our channel. Great. All right, next time, go get something to eat. Bye-bye.